From the Tennessee Valley Weather Center, this is your weather tonight.
Rain and thunderstorms earlier today moved out of the way, but it can't rule out a rain shower or a thunderstorm as we head through the overnight. That's why you see the 20% there on the cloud icons. Just not really confident in showers and thunderstorms developing overnight, but they get going as we head through the morning hours of Saturday, not waiting until the afternoon. Temperatures climbing up out of the 70s into the 80s as we head into the late morning hours. And depending on how much sunshine we have for Saturday afternoon, few folks could briefly hit the lower 90s. Otherwise, it's probably going to be the mid to upper 80s for daytime highs. Here's the Futurecast model breakdown using the high resolution rapid refresh model because it's been doing the best with today's activity, and it looks like it's on the right track for tomorrow as well. Mostly cloudy skies overnight. Can't rule out a shower or a brief thunderstorm during the overnight hours, but I think we're mostly quiet. Most morning lows, in the upper 60s, lower 70s. And then it doesn't take long going into tomorrow morning to get showers and thunderstorms developing across the area. Not looking at a big severe weather setup, but any summer afternoon, you can have a stray severe thunderstorm warning because of gusty winds or small hail. That will be the case tomorrow. But otherwise, mainly just lightning to worry about, in addition to some local heavy rain. Where we saw some flooding today, especially over the shoals, if we see heavy rain tomorrow, especially more than one round of it, there could be more flooding issues tomorrow as well. And we're talking about the isolated street flooding, the lower end type flash flooding, not big destructive flooding, anything like that, but any flooding is a problem. Rain and thunderstorms likely in waves for tomorrow. It won't be an all-day rain, but periods of rain and thunderstorms likely. There may be a little period where you see some sunshine out tomorrow. So if you pay attention to the weather and you have radar on your phone, you pay attention to our weather app, you can probably get in a few outdoor activities tomorrow if you're flexible with your timing, but there will likely be multiple periods of rain and thunderstorms through the day, and they're redeveloping on into the evening hours. This really doesn't quiet down until later into the overnight as the frontal boundary pushes into the region, and we see some slightly drier air moving back in. And then I think we're mainly rain-free for Sunday. I don't have any rain on the 7-day forecast, but I do have a 10% chance in the grid. So you'll see that on the app, just not on the 7-day. But I think the vast majority of us Sunday are dry. And then just isolated storm chances for the first part of next week. And then we may start to talk about maybe some thunderstorm complexes the middle and end of next week. We'll talk about that pattern here in just a second. Mid to upper 80s if we're mainly cloudy for our Saturday. However, if we see some early afternoon sunshine for a little while, some folks may hit the lower 90s, and everybody's starting to climb to the low to mid 90s as we head into next week as this ridge of high pressure in the upper levels builds out of the plains into the southeast. And that's going to give hotter weather to the southeast. Many locations may be in the mid to upper 90s. We may be in that here. We may have to bump up the high temperatures for next week, especially if some of the data with the stronger ridge of high pressure middle of the week is correct. We may have to bump up our high temperatures. However, there's going to be another pattern in place with an unsettled regime over the Ohio Valley, and that may send thunderstorm complexes down into the area, especially if the ridge trends a little weaker to allow thunderstorm complexes to dive into the area. So we'll watch to see how that plays out next week. Classic summertime pattern you often see in the middle of July. Also, something else you see in the middle of summer is tropical activity acting up. Not a lot going on out there, but we do have subtropical dawn on the board this evening. Maximum sustained winds 45 miles an hour. For right now, moving northwest, but it hooks to the right over the weekend. No threat to the United States, just mentioning this as it is out there active in the Atlantic Basin. Mostly cloudy skies, scattered showers and thunderstorms becoming possible tomorrow morning. Lows in the upper 60s, lower 70s. And then as we head through the day, rain and thunderstorms likely for a large part of the day, even into the evening hours, but not waiting until the afternoon. This gets going in the morning hours as well. Some of the rainfall locally heavy. Temperatures are going to depend on how much sunshine we get. If we're mostly cloudy through the day, I don't think we're going to get above the mid to maybe upper 80s. However, if we get a little bit of sunshine in the afternoon, some folks may briefly hit 90, 91, maybe even 92 over northwest Alabama. We'll see how that shakes down. And then rain chances become much more isolated going into next week, except for we'll have to watch Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for the possibility of thunderstorm complexes near the area and temperatures turning hotter for next week as well. There's a look at your latest 7-day forecast. Stay tuned with Brian Wilson through the weekend. He'll keep you covered with all your latest local weather.